different as a player. Always.
This by Kyrie Irving. Noel, a screen on Chalmers.
Didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough.
Gasol's got his second bucket of the night.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Stevenson dishes to Rubio. Davis setting the pick for Rubio. He feeds it to Davis. And it's going to be two.
Anthony Davis made the leap in year 3 to franchise superstar. I mean, still, though, he remains humble, determined to improve, and dedicated to maximizing his immense potential.
And he can't get the first one. And his former coach, Monty Williams, played with some greats. Tim Duncan, David Robinson, Patrick Ewing. He says he sees that same desire to dominate in Anthony Davis.
Yeah, he wants to be great and doesn't see himself as a finished product, which is a good thing. That means he's going to continue to stay humble and hungry and put the work in.
Good on the second free throw. You look at what Anthony Davis has accomplished so far in his career, the historic comparisons. I mean, they're mind-boggling. For a kid 23, Greg, the historic comparisons are very favorable for him.
I mean, his numbers look similar to Hakeem the Dream.
Quadruple-double. Hakeem was one of only 4 people to ever accomplish that.
You know, Davis might get a quadruple-double at some point. Last season, he had 30 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 blocks on 4 different occasions. The rest of the NBA had a combined 0 in that category. Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Chalmers against Rubio. Here's Embiid. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And looking at Joel Embiid, he has all the tools to be the game's next great center. He's raw, no doubt about that. And he'll have to overcome the injuries, but his combination of size, speed, agility, practically unparalleled.
Regarding Joel Embiid, what makes him even that much more unique as a young 7-footer, excellent shot mechanics, and a feathery touch. In college at Kansas, he shot, Greg, 63% from the floor. Many of those were face-up jumpers.
And as the season wore on, he became money at the free throw line as well. Those are the kinds of unique attributes that make him an extra scary prospect.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. The Milwaukee Bucks ended last season 41 up and 41 down, a perfect 500 mark, and they were the epitome, Clark, of average at the end of the season, and as you can see, even during it.
Well, they're a young team, but at one point, 17-17, also had an 11-11 record against the East and 6-6 against the West.
And the Bucks were average last season. I mean, they were 17-17, also 7-7 at home, 10-10 on the road, 5-5 in the games leading up to that. So in every measurable way, they were 500.
Milwaukee making a switch here. Ashik's checked in. Now here's Irving. 5 points in the game. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. Irving's got 7 points in the game. Rubio the pass to Ashik. Chalmers against Gallinari. Davis sets a screen. Off the pick. You know what? Now Toronto takes it the other way.
You know, just thinking back to that Milwaukee factoid again, I mean, the odds that we'll ever see something like that happen again are minuscule. I mean, that team was just destined to end up 41-41.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. They came focused and ready to play. I mean, they're doing everything they can to put things in their favor. You earn that, and they're actually earning it well right now.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
In second person,
Some changes for Toronto. Kevin Garnett, he's checked in for Aaron Gordon. Pierce comes in for Kid Gilchrist. And Allen subbed in for Mario Chalmers. A big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Ilyasova, he's checked in for Davis. Arthur comes in for Gallinari. Garrett Temple has checked in for Lance Stevenson. And it's Payton in for Ricky Rubio. Now here's Payton. There's a screen. Dishes to Ilyasova. That's good. And it's Payton with the assist. Ilyasova's got himself on the board with 3 there.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Kicks it to Garnett. Outside Irving. Lets it go from deep. Rebounded by the Bucks. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
They just won practically the entire game.
And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Raptors.
Well, they've come out of that locker room with the hot hand. Those jumpers have been falling for them.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
And both free throws good for Ilyasova.
And guys, how about Ilyasova last season shooting the basketball? Always a decent threat to score. His improvements in efficiency were amazing. He increased his field goal accuracy from 41 to 47% in only 1 year.
Now here's Allen. Coming in off a 10-point game his last outing. Again, Irving missing.
They've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass today.
Yeah, and it's already got them a +5 margin in the rebound column.
This switch has definitely been flipped to on this quarter, guys.
And we were talking about Ilyasova. There's a reason his field goal percentage went up last season. It wasn't necessarily better shooting. It was probably better shot selection.
And I think the scheme played to his strengths. Lots of ball movement, penetration, kicking out to open spot-up shooters. Ersan showed us that's his kind of game.
And Toronto has possession following the bucket by the Bucks. That drops. And the Raptors lead by 2.
And back and forth we go. That bucket gives us another lead change.
Too many of those to count. These teams have matched each other shot for shot, play for play. It has been impressive.
Here's Temple. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Ashik, no good.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Here's Pierce. The shot is off. Great D that time from Payton. Bucks have gone 8 of 15 from the field, shooting above 50% here tonight. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Payton's got his first basket of the night.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Well, it was a slow start to his rookie year for Payton, but he came along very strong.
Yeah, it looked really good for the Magic down the stretch. Even recorded his first triple-double. I think there will be more of those in his career.
Here's Pierce. 1:11 left here in the opening quarter. Outside Irving. And the foul on Paul Pierce. That is his first foul of the game.
Boy, did he go hard to the boards, but clearly went over the back in doing it.
Yeah, kudos for the effort. I always love that kind of effort, but he was just a little overzealous.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
I had a chance to catch up with Jason Kidd. He singled out KG as a player they would like to contain. He said that it goes beyond what KG can contribute in the stat sheet, explaining when Garnett gets going with his intensity, that just feeds into the rest of the team and it becomes a vicious cycle. Keeping Kevin from igniting his team is something they'd like to avoid here.
Thanks a lot, Doris. Payton kicks to Ilyasova. And that one comes up a bit short.
And guys, for Payton, so many were talking him up as the best point guard of the class early. But it's never easy to adjust to the NBA speed, and it just took him a little bit of time.
Now here's Payton after the miss from Joel Embiid. Payton with the ball, now defended by Embiid. Screen by Ashik, out left to the wing. Jacks up a 3. Temple gets the bucket. And the Bucks lead by 3.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Here's Pierce. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got 4 assists in the game.
That was an outstanding pick that gave him the room to bury the jump shot. Underrated, but not undervalued.
There's the pick. Peyton dishes to Ilyasova. Lets the three fly. Got it off in time, but it's no good. And one of the rising stars in the NBA is Anthony Davis. His offensive game is growing by leaps and bounds.
A lot of face-up, like you do with one jewel.
Well, I'll tell you, you could be here an awfully long time if we're going to list all the different moves Anthony Davis can hurt you with.
Yeah, the brow definitely has the full toolkit available to him, and I say that affectionately. Tools a lot of guys don't learn to use until much later in their careers, Kevin.
And off we go, a close game now starting the second quarter. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Bucks, guys.
They've won the effort battle, and that's allowed them to control the backboard.
And it's been gang rebounded. I mean, everybody has done a great job boxing out for him, and it's showing up on the stat sheet.
On the court for Milwaukee here in the second. Lance Stevenson is out there with Ricky Rubio. Then there's Davis. Then there's Gallinari. And it's Noel in at the 5, roaming the paint. No shortage of drama here.
Huge number this early.
Nice job coming off that screen. Rubio.
Nice basketball IQ. I agree, Greg. I mean, if he finds his spot on the perimeter and doesn't force it, I think his outside shot will be hard to block no matter who's defending.
This all no good.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
And, Greg, we've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
Well, you knew things would be different for Lance Stevenson out of Indiana, but it wasn't in a positive way at all.
Yeah, he really struggled to find a role with Charlotte, the team he signed with. Remember, he was more of the point forward, had the ball in his hands in Indiana. Not the case with Charlotte, and also rumored to be traded all last season.
You know, for Stevenson, he saw a regression in almost every part of his game last year. Ended up riding the bench down the stretch.
The Raptors making a switch here. Embiid's checked in. And so Anthony Davis nails both of them.
And for Stevenson, it's really hard to readjust to a new system. I mean, he still has all the tools he had in Indy, so he could be a bounce-back candidate this year and beyond.
Well, that's a very low percentage shot. Not good basketball at all. One he probably should have passed on.
Kid Gilchrist against Rubio. He dishes it to Davis. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. Davis has got 13.
That's just run-of-the-mill for him. A typical day at the office. He's one of the more skilled offensive players out there.
2 minutes now played in the second quarter. And again, no good by Toronto.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
And Rubio kicks to Davis. Down low, Noel. No good. Now Toronto takes it the other way, and this is the first season matchup for them against this Milwaukee team.
And they usually came out on top when these two teams faced off last year. No surprise, they're the better team.
Yeah, and very tough to beat when they're playing up to their capabilities. That's why they're one of the top teams in the league.
Stevenson with it. He's coming off a 10-point game against Washington. Rubio in the corner. Shot clock at 6. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Michael Kidd Gilchrist. That's his first foul.